Do you guys remember this relationship? What took place in this relationship? I'm gonna bring you the astrological tea. You guys, it's crazy. A lot of you have asked me to look into the astrology of Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie, and this is the day. You guys, this is the fundamental example of a karmic relationship that has gone through extreme crises in a past life, and they mirror out and play itself out in this lifetime and basically end the same. Okay, so when a karmic relationship comes together, it's more than likely that two souls have not been nice to each other in the past, and they have to find a way to balance this out, learn to live with each other, learn to break the patterns within themselves. And so these people are going to have soul contracts with each other time and time again until their karma lessens or until their karma becomes neutralized. Okay, this is an example of a karmic relationship that went into a karmic crisis, and that's where the story ended. They did the past again. They relived a story from their past lives, and it brought them to an end. Okay, so for as horrible and tragic as it is, we have so much to learn from it astrologically, spiritually, and through the archetypes that both of these people carried. Gabby is coming in as a Pisces sun, Aries moon, and North Node in Leo. And Brian is coming in as a Scorpio sun, Cancer moon, and North Node in Virgo. Okay, so the red flags are going to start there. Gabby Petito had the sun in Pisces, but in looking at the karma of her chart, that Pisces sun is in a weak position or in weak health, as I mentioned. Why? Because her North Node in Leo is saying, I'm going to work on the ego in this lifetime. I'm going to work on my sense of self and confidence and ability to lead and create for myself, okay? Essentially leaving the group with the South Node in Aquarius. Now so that means that Gabby's Pisces sun, while it's channeling the Pisces world, it's still learning how to apply itself in a healthy space, in a healthy way. Now, her moon sign is not Pisces. Her moon sign is quite opposite. It is actually Aries, right? So even though she may be unconfident or unsure of herself, internally, she can admit that she is up for the ride. Internally, she can say that part of her comfort zone is the unexpected, the thrill. So you have a person whose love language is physical. Okay? If this was Pisces moon and you get a little rough with them, they're going to be like, absolutely not. This is not my love language. I want you to do a drawing, a poem for me. But if you have an Aries moon and you kind of like rough it up, they're like, oh, this was kind of nice. I feel like alive, right? They're going to come into that. They're going to like it. So I'm going to add on to this that Gabby's Mars, which rules over her moon, is in Scorpio. And so that's going to amp up the intensity and desire. So I have no doubt in this chart to see that her love language was on the rougher side. And it probably made it okay for this person to behave this way because it was either a kink or something that was accepted for her. She would never say it though. She would never admit it. So if her kink is aggression, who did she call in? She called in a Scorpio sun to activate her Mars even further. So Brian comes in and says, I'll do it. I'll fill it in. I'll rough it up. How you like to it. I'll do that role for you. Okay? Only except they have massive karma. And so she doesn't get Brian's sun sign in a healthy way. She gets actually Brian's Chiron, and Brian has Chiron in Scorpio. So he comes with trauma. He comes with a story. And Scorpio's trauma is going to be, you shouldn't have gone into these private areas. This was private and sacred. You went in it, you defiled it. That's the trauma that these people carry. So he comes in with the ability to disgrace really private, sacred things. It's taboo. So he comes over and he brings that Chiron to her Mars, which says, let's amp it up. Okay, you liked a little hair pull, but what did we do more? And there was a susceptibility to it. So I want to tell you guys that this was their thing. This was their thing. Their love language, their ability, the way that they connected was on the raunchier side. And too much play is what I think came into here. Now, the karmic marker and the thing that seals the deal across the board forever and on is going to be Brian's south node being in Pisces. Brian has the south node in Pisces, which brought it to her son. That's a karmic relationship. It's a draining one. It's a victimized one. It's a one of drowning themselves into their woes and isolating themselves because of their likes and dislikes. And that's exactly what we see happen publicly. They isolated themselves. Now, at the time of this event, it looks like the perfect karmic storm. So how does this happen? Two people get together. They have a lot of karma. The lesson for her to learn was confidence in self. Be who you need to be, disregarding what anybody wants for you. And his karma was get real, get practical, own up, be a man, lead. Because his north node is in Virgo, so that's becoming practical. Get out of your cloud, come down to earth, pay some bills, get a job, become a productive person. Because south node in Pisces have a hard time being realistic, being productive. They don't want to do anything about that. They want to just be on their own, in their own world. So there could have been the conflict of being in a relationship that is in the air. We don't know how to build it. We don't know how to progress it. We don't know how to stabilize ourselves. So you have two floating people who are just in the abyss of karmic time. And then you have the perfect storm of them going into their karma. So they followed their story where the toxicity took them, and it took them to a trip on their own, isolating themselves. And it was the perfect storm. Around this time, you had Saturn in Aquarius that was getting ready to go over Gabby's south node. And then you had Chiron in Aries over Brian's Saturn placement. So this was a Saturnian strike, which tells me that he has done this before. This is not the first lifetime that he unalived her. And it's just history repeating itself. And that's where the story ends. And that's where this whole thing stops, because the prophecy fulfilled itself again. It would have required both of them to break the pattern, to heal, to mature, to try something new, try something else. By the way, looking at Gabby's chart, I think that one of her friends knows what happened. I have no idea what's going on legally and all that stuff. I know that they're both not here anymore. But I would kind of go through Gabby's friends list, because I think that somebody in there knows exactly what happened. Allegedly, for entertainment purposes, this has been a story time of what I see through their astrology. Let me know what you guys think in the comments.